12 News continues to celebrate Black History Month. Tonight, two friends turning a dark history into a brighter future. One a descendant of slaves, the other a descendant of slave owners. They shared their story at One City Church here in Beaumont. Good evening, Southeast Texas. Thanks for being with us tonight. More than 150 years ago, these two families crossed paths. As 12 News reporter Ebony Coleman shares tonight, the pair hopes their friendship can spark change for others.
Will Ford and Matt Lockett shared their story here at One City Church. Although their skin may be different colors, they call each other brothers. They said what once separated them has now bonded them for life.
Sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners, will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood? I have a dream.
You could call it faith. Even before Will Ford and Matt Lockett met 18 years ago, they were already connected.
A friend of ours asked me to share that dream at the Lincoln Memorial on MLK Day, bring my kettle pot, share my story.
And I was there because I had a dream, and we met right there on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial.
The two started talking, and an interest quickly sparked about Ford's family heirloom, the kettle pot.
My dad actually washed clothes in that pot when he was 5 years old, and his great-great-grandmother, Harriet Lockett, would tell him the stories of how that pot was used to pray.
Ford says as slaves, his family had to pray in secret, and with the help of Lockett, he started researching why.
We discovered that the last battle of the Civil War occurred at a place called the Battle of Lockett's Farm, so that's my last name.
Over the years, Matt's family traveled from Kentucky, Virginia, and Louisiana, where the two families crossed paths.
We were Locketts at first, and the name was changed when my grandfather was born. Just started connecting some of the obvious dots, and after a year and a half of research, we realized it was Matt's family who owned my family.
I'm actually connected to that story, and I'm connected to the worst parts of that story. I was connected to that of the slave owner.
Felt anger creep up and other things, and I was bothered by it.
But Lockett says in spite of the dark history, there was an abolitionist in his family fighting to make things right. The same fight both men find themselves in today.
There's a war in the culture right now over the storyline, over the narrative.
And what we feel like God is saying to America right now is this: what storyline do you want to be a part of? The healing or the hurt?
This story is so interesting, it's already been turned into a book, and a movie project is in the works. In Beaumont, Ebony Coleman, 12 News.
A great story there. Thank you, Ebony. More Black history being celebrated today in Orange. This Sunday marked a major anniversary at Salem United Methodist Church. The church has now stood for 158 years. Not only that, it's the oldest Black church in Orange. Today, the church hosted a celebration, including a performance from West Orange Starks Choir. They celebrated the start of the church back in 1865, and Pastor Arthur Robinson, who started the church by riding his horse from Galveston to West John Avenue right here in Orange. Perfect weather this weekend in Southeast Texas, looking like it's going to carry over into the start of the work week. Looking outside live on the Roofing 911 Skycam network, it was 69 degrees out there. Now the view live in Jasper, courtesy of Provalis. I'm in the Storm Tracker Center with meteorologist Kerry Cooper. Kerry, we've been in the mid-80s this weekend. It has been picture perfect, hoping this can just last forever. How much longer are we going to get this?
Well, it's going to continue for the next few days. I guess the only good news is we have a weak cold front that's going to come through tomorrow morning. So it's still going to be very warm tomorrow, but the humidity is going to drop in the afternoon. So we'll have less humidity. That's some good news there, and a little bit cooler tomorrow night into Tuesday morning. Not cool tonight, though. We're running in the upper 60s to lower 70s. South winds off the Gulf. It's going to be windy tonight, too. Big storm system moving through Oklahoma, producing the strong winds even down here in Southeast Texas. And Futurecast showing temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s tonight. There's that weak line of showers moving through about 9 o'clock in the morning along that weak cold front. It'll move offshore and then move back to the north as a warm front coming up for Tuesday. So enjoy the little bit of cooler weather we're expecting tomorrow night. Could get into the upper 50s to near 60s, so that's a little bit of an improvement. But 84 tomorrow, that would be a new record. We'll be close to that and still lower 80s by the middle of the week. But there are some changes by the end of the week. We'll talk about that. The rest of your Storm Tracker forecast coming up.
Some stories developing this weekend. A mother and her baby are recovering tonight after a serious rollover wreck today on Highway 365. It happened this morning around 8 o'clock in Port Arthur. Port Arthur Police Chief Tim DeRiso tells 12 News the mom was ejected from the car. She and her baby had to be taken to Christus St. Elizabeth Hospital. Right now, we don't know what led to the crash. We do know it only involved the one car. The status of their injuries currently unknown. You can look for an update tomorrow morning on 12 News Daybreak. In Orange, police are investigating a shooting that left one woman in the hospital. Early this morning around 1:30, a disturbance on Calder Avenue quickly turned into a shooting. A witness tells 12 News the victim was shot twice during the incident. She was put into an ambulance and had to be rushed to a hospital, was in stable condition. Our cameras were rolling as officers on scene collected and marked evidence. We're still looking for more information on this. You can expect updates coming soon. A 9th grader in Nederland is in big trouble this weekend after he brought a loaded gun to school. The Nederland School District confirmed the incident happened on Friday at the high school. Administrators called police quickly. They confiscated the .40 caliber pistol and nobody was hurt. Nederland Police Chief Gary Porter expects the boy to be charged with possession of a weapon where prohibited. That is a misdemeanor charge. Nederland Police still investigating this. They want to know how the boy got the gun and also how he got it into the school. A story. A story for the local food lovers tonight. A longtime Beaumont restaurant is getting rebranded. The New York Pizza and Pasta location on Calder Avenue has been sold to Houston's acclaimed chef Antoine Ware. The location will now become Boca Felice Italian Cuisine. It's going to operate as New York Pizza and Pasta until the grand opening on March 6th. There's still some time to get to your favorite spot. The New York Pizza and Pasta location on Natchez Street, that's in downtown Beaumont, that one is going to remain as is. New this weekend, it's rodeo season. From Thursday to Saturday, more than 250 barbecue teams competed in the World Championship Barbecue Contest. It was at NRG Park in Houston. The teams battling for best brisket, ribs, chicken, Go Texan, and Dutch oven desserts. That contest wrapped up last night, and some of the winners are from right here in Southeast Texas. They took home some hardware. Jasper County Go Texan, they took home the title of Grand Overall Champion for 2023. For the Dutch oven dessert category, Orange County Go Texan, they won the prize. They had their ooey gooey pecan cheesecake, which sounds really good. In the same category, Hardin County Go Texan, they got second place. They made the pecan pie cheesecake. All the competition categories are judged in private by judges. They're hand selected by the cook-off committee. We want to give a congratulations to our local teams making some good food there. Still ahead here tonight.